Welcome to the definitive Quincy spirit weapon tier list video, and in this one we're going to be doing every single weapon in the game, all the special item ones, the mythics, the legendaries, and all the commons. If you haven't checked out my tier list playlist, I'll link it below. You should go check out my Ronker and Soul Reaper weapon tier lists and all my other ones. Anyways, let's get into the weapons. I think that Quincy's have some of the most balanced weapons in the games, and by that I mean all of them are very viable, even the commons. But starting us off, we have Unstable. This one is the Hakata exclusive item that is obtainable from Clan Wars, and it's actually not too bad. Unfortunately, I do think Kang Claws or Warden Gloves, or Gauntlets, sorry, are better. Like, these ones are alright, but you really can't combo extend off the, what's it called, the crit. It'll throw them far enough, but even if you Tor reach, most of the time they'll just dash away from it, and for that reason I can't put it in A tier. Because you can't combo extend off it, and off on Hakata you really need combo extends, so I'm gonna put it B tier for now. It's alright. There is better though. Siphon's Wretch. Quincy's have the best one in my opinion, because you apply a shield that has, what's it called, yeah, 90% damage reduction. I think it got nerfed to like 70% or something, but for 2 hits they take basically no damage, which is insane, and all you have to do is land a crit and everyone around will get the effect. So this one's easily going S tier. Just for that reason alone. It's insane in Clan Wars, especially now that you can do it at the start of a Clan War and just say my bad all. They have to remove that because it'll just take everyone out of combat and there's no downsides. Anyways, Murasama. This one, like all, yeah, I should probably mention, all these universal weapons only require 50 in a skill tree. They changed it recently. So this one doesn't require 60 medic, requires 50, and this one only requires 50 Hakata, and likewise 50 candle in this one. Anyways, Stream of Ryatsu is really good on Quincy. It is very slept on for sure. It has hyper armor on the second hit. The first one doesn't guard break, but the second one will. And it also cripples them, allowing for combo potential. So I'm going to put this one definitely, probably 8 at S tier. Yeah, this one's S tier. Probably the best weapon they have. On par with Siphon's Wretch, but I'm going to put it above Siphon's Wretch because I don't like medics. Anyways, Abject. These guys have the best Abject crit. Recently, they changed it so these ones fly a lot faster. Instead of flying like that, it's basically instant. It'll just teleport onto them. Not teleport, but it's just insanely fast that you can't react to it. And with that, you can stack shadows, and it's almost basically true. You can stack Claver, you can stack whatever move you want once it hits, because they're ragdolled. And then they have to try and parry that big one, or they get ragdolled the second time. Or, I mean, not ragdolled. The first time they get stunned, the second time they get ragdolled if they get hit by the big sword. Then you can shadows during that. Really good. Check my Q Keto video. I was abusing that. This one's going S tier. They honestly have some of the best ones, just like a Rankar. They've got really good ones. Yamato. This one got a nerf recently, so that the crit, it used to be that you could parry. You'd have to parry every single sword, like hold F the whole way through, because it wouldn't cancel the crit. They've recently changed it though, so that if you parry one hit, it cancels the move entirely, which is a pretty big nerf to it. But it does have hyper armor doing this move as well, so it's kind of insane. You can just walk towards them, and it counters speed, because if you try to fast fang through them or flash fang, I think it's flash fang is the one that moves you forward. Or no, fast fang is. Fast fang is the one that moves you forward, and if you go through it, you'll just get hit. So yeah, it's a pretty good one. Whoops. I'm probably gonna have to put it low or high A tier after the nerf, because the crit, now that you can parry it, is still kind of bad. I don't know. I might put it low S or high A for now. I'm gonna keep it high A. It's still a pretty good one. It's a good crit. Alright, first Hakata one. Karate. This one's got decent M1s, and it's crit, guard breaks, and lets you flash up to a person, which I think is a pretty good combo extend, but in practice, sometimes you don't even teleport to them. I've gotten hit by this move so many times and it just doesn't even TP to me, so I don't know if it's broken or I'm blocking it or something, but because it doesn't like seem to work right now, I'm probably gonna put it probably A tier. It's still viable. If it does teleport you, you can do some crazy combos, but because of it glitching sometimes, I don't think I can put it any higher. Alright, on to our first rollable one. This one is actually a mythic. Zweiss. We all know how broken it is. It's got stupid M1s, especially in balance. If you're running balance with this, once you pop and you use your Z move or get hit by your bell, you'll be empowered and you'll have your M1s being like almost 1.5 times as fast. It's like insane. Like you can M1 combo somebody. And also, these crits are amazing. I rarely use the S crit, but if you utilize it well, it's a good guard break. It also applies shadows, which if you put, I think, 5 keto or 10 keto, you will be able to use piercing light to teleport onto them to combo extend, which is amazing. And you get to see their health, which I think is useful, especially when you're trying to like know how to play against somebody. If they're low, you'll go all in. If they're a little high and you're under, you gotta play a little more safe. And the standing still crit does give 2 style bars, which is huge. The forward crit is almost instant, even though they added wind up. But they are changing the standing crit to be only 1 soul style, I think. I don't know if they published it yet, but if you are, I mean, it's not really a significant change. You still have 3 crits, so you can farm soul style. Like, I'm always popping Serum W in Clan Wars and in Ranked. So I'm probably putting this, honestly, I'm gonna put it highest. You can use this on any build. It's really good. Yeah, above Murasama though, just because you can use it on anything. Speed, Kendo, Q Keto, it's amazing on because they have an ultra skill now. Actually, everyone has an ultra skill now because they made Black Flash a universal. So yeah, that's gonna be S tier. Easy soul style. Great Lance. This one I think is pretty slept on. You've got 5 crits, and then once you get the 5th one, I forget which special crit it does. Yeah, the empowered variant. You lunge before, but you just teleport onto them. So this one is really good. And it's also surprisingly good on Iron. I had a teammate tell me that I think above 3 on your crit, your 3rd crit, you have enough stun to do the G move, and then the G move on Iron is the slam into the floor, which if you didn't know is true into basically any move. They nerfed the ragdoll, but it's still basically true into Rising Swallow, so you'll land it like 80% of the time. So I'm probably going to put it high A. It's very viable, but Murasama, Abject, and those other ones are slightly better. It's good on Kendo, like I said. I don't know about speed, I haven't tried it. Alright, Karen. This one as well is amazing on speed and Kendo because it has a decent lunge. I don't think it guard breaks, but the second crit can be activated, I think, if you just crit again. And this one I think will guard break if they block the first crit. But it's really good. It has good movement, and you can combo extend off it. Or not combo extend, but it's an opening for a combo. So I'm gonna probably put this A tier. Probably below Yamato. Honestly, above Yamato. I think Yamato is still good, but some of these new weapons are kind of broken. Alright, Reichweite. This one is my personal favorite one legendary. I use it a lot with Kendo. I made a video with it. There's some, you can move stack with it. If you do the first crit, the ground crit, you can do basically any move. And it has the added bonus if you have the aerial crit. You do ground crit into aerial crit, and then it'll proc a 3rd crit, which comes down, another shadow comes from like the ceiling, hits them. Does a pretty decent damage, but the aerial crit is also a good engage. It's pretty fast. I don't think it has that much stun, but it is a combo opener. And the ground crit, you can just stack any move. You can do this into Sonata, and if they miss the parry check on the thing, you just get a bunch of free damage. So honestly, S tier. I think it's S tier. Might be high A for others, but for me, low S tier. Still very good. Spalton. This one's still very good. They added back its guard break after nerfing it, and then they went back and forth, and they finally settled on making a guard break, which I think is huge, because if you use guard break, you can just go straight into a fast fang or into floating strikes. If you're on speed and then Kendo, you can just do Spalton into Rising Swallow. It's kind of stupid. But they also reduced its end lag, so I think because they reduced the end lag, it's not as punishable when you miss. So I'm probably going to put this high A for sure. I love it on speed. I made a couple videos on it. Warden Gauntlets. This is, I think, the best Hakuto weapon for Quincy's right now. If you use it with Glutton, you can do some pretty stupid combos. It does decent posture, it doesn't guard break on the crit, but when you pull back, you can do some insane stuff with it. And also, like, again, like I said with Glutton, you could do combos with it. You do throw out your T move, they block that. I think this will guard break, and then you could go straight into your G move or whatever. It's just insane. You can also do, what's it called? Whirlwind step into this crit. It's not true, but it's very close to being true, even after they nerfed the wind up. I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna keep it, honestly, I'm gonna put it S tier. I really like Warden Gauntlets. Alright, our last legendary, Quincy Glock. They buffed the M1 speed to be slightly faster, they made the crit aimable, and you have an aerial crit as well. And it's still dog. Please don't use this, I beg you. I mean, only use case I see was, I used this when I was grinding hollows just because I could just throw out the crit and it's easy to kite them when you don't have any abilities. But if you have rerolls, use them. Some commons are better. Quincy Glock D tier, I'm sorry. Maybe you can be comp with it, I just don't see it. It's just not good. Like every single one of its ground crit GBs, the aerial crit I think might GB. Yeah, no, I think the aerial crit does as well, but it's just not good. The M1s also, they're like delayed sometimes, so like even though you look like you have like the little the crosshair lined on them and the line appears, it sometimes just won't hit. Anyways, onto our commons. Now, Quincy's have some of the best commons. Even though it says common, don't be fooled, they're still very viable. Antithesis. This one, decent M1s, and its crit I think is really good. It's like, imagine Wonderwise, and this is the Wonderwise equivalent. Even though it doesn't have true pierce damage, it's got a crit that most people won't parry because they don't see it that often. No one uses Antithesis and they don't realize it's good. I'd say you could use this on Medic and it'd be pretty good. I don't know if it gives multiple style bar. If it does, that's a huge bonus. But even if not, this is a very good weapon. I'm putting this low A. It's good. I really like it. I might make a video on it. Can Claws. This is really good. They nerfed it, so I think it requires, I think 30 Hakuta or 35 Hakuta now, because you used to be able to run this on like ground Hakuta, 45 speed, 20 Hakuta, and they didn't want the stun. So, because if you're at a certain Hakuta, it gives more stun to it, or you're given a lesser version of the stun if you don't have a certain point. But it's still really good. If you're going full Hakuta, this is a pretty viable one because it's really fast. It's a dash, which is amazing. And also you could use this with Glutton, and yeah, Glutton's amazing on Hakuta. You can do insane stuff. I'm gonna have to put this one probably A tier. I'm gonna leave it on the right side just so it's like in order, but all of the A tiers are viable. It's really preference what you think should be above another in this one, and just like an S tier, same thing. They're all very viable. S and A, any of these you can make really good. Alright. Quincy Cutlass. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This one isn't that good anymore. They nerfed the crit range. It doesn't go as far. It goes like half this distance. I think they increased it recently, but it's just still not that good anymore. Like, you should just run Spalton. It's the same thing. You want a forward crit that guard breaks? Go Spalton. I'm gonna put this B tier for now. It's not bad, but the nerfs kind of killed it. Schwart, another underrated one. If you know Neliel, this is basically the Quincy equivalent. Neliel is underrated. This one's underrated. It has a low CD, fast crit, and it guard breaks. So you can just throw this out whenever on Schwart and just do decent damage. And if you guard break them, that's a bonus. You get to combo extend. I'm putting this, honestly, I'm putting it high B. I really want to put it A, but it's a crit that is not for everybody. If you were good with it, you can be good with it. And it takes a little more skill to use because you have to kind of predict with this one. It's fast, but not fast enough where you can just aim at the person. You have to predict where they're going. All right. Jugram Shield. This one is amazing, especially with balance. It has a passive increased order gain compared to other weapons. So if you're balanced, probably use this, or use Weiss if you're speed for the free, what's it called, style bar. But it has a really good crit, very wide, pretty fast, and it bounces between enemies. So if you happen to get two people, you're gonna get a lot of order. Like, I think each crit gives around 15 to 10 orders. So if you hit two people, you basically almost have your full balance bar if you hit a T move. So A tier. Quilke. This one, really underrated. My first season with Quincy, I was Quincy Keto. It was really broken back then. Shatter Comet, ragdolled, and guard broke. But anyways, this one is what I use. Like, it locks them down. It's like a mini Reishi string where it locks them down. They can't use abilities. They can't M1. So you just get to do any move you want to them if you're fast enough. But I think they can block. Yeah, they can still block, I'm pretty sure. So they can parry stuff. But most of the time, you lock them down, you just throw a couple moves at them. They probably won't parry them. High B. I think that's where I'm gonna end it. I think that Quincy's has some of the more balanced weapons in the game. Like, look at this spread. Compared to the other ones, this is very amazing. A lot of the weapons are in S or A tier, meaning anyone can pick them up and be good with them. Even the B tier ones are viable. Like, maybe everything here except for Unstable and Cutlass. I really don't like Unstable or Cutlass. But if you would change anything, let me know in the comments below. And leave a like and subscribe. Let's try and get 3K subs.